Hello, I'm AubreyJamesShepherd with JohnRossRule on
Aye.
the 22nd of December 2014. But we're going to show you some old pictures. You recognize that little plant?
Sensitive plant.
Sensitive briars. See those briars on the stem?
All right.
Yeah, and that's milfoil. And I can't think of other popular name for it. You know what that critter is on the tree?
Well, it's either a downy or a hairy.
Yeah, you're right. And I, at the time, thought it was a female. Here are some silt fences. They had three in a row, but none of them actually blocked the flow.
I see.
And I don't know just
I
what
think
they
they
were good
speed it up.
Yeah. Now here's one that's not supported, but it'll turn up because we had a picture there of a aerial photo showing the just before this. That aerial photo was showing how the colored part shows the overflow area potentially. What they call what do you call it on the floodplain?
What?
The floodplain.
Oh, the floodplain.
Yeah,
of course.
So people are going to get to see that, and we've got things like button bushes and other things here.
Right.
And I just hope that it works out so that people will be able to see those, because right now, because of the way I adjusted the pictures this afternoon, the old photos, they're not showing up on the screen for us.
Oh.
But if we're lucky, they'll be there. And next week, when this runs on public access television, let's see, that's always on. Usually starts Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon, and it then on Monday. Okay, there's my old dog. That's Egg. He was 14 years and 10 months old at that time. He lived to be 16.
And a thrash browner.
Yes, a brown thresher. Yes. And that's on the bench at World Peace Wetland Prairie, and you can see the garden hose under there. Comes over from our house to water.
Enjoy that stone bench.
Yeah. You know, I forget that I can put some bird seed out there and attract them to sit on benches.
Right, you could.
And if I do that, they'd probably be there more often.
Right.
But I hope people
fertilize the area, too.
Yes, they would. Until it rains, they'd stay there, too. Anyway, I'm hoping people are putting out seed, suitable seed.
I imagine they are.
This time of year.
I know my family is.
Well, last week there was this big flight of migrating birds.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find any seed in the house to take out there for them. But they were eating berries anyway, so it was a variety of birds.
My car was covered with wild grapes that they had at the wax wings and spit out on top of it.
That was the majority of one day at my house. That was the majority of birds, and they covered everything. They ate berries and
been a week or two.
Completely went on. Well, wonder how we're doing on time now. Well, you know, I'm wearing my Louisiana Tech stuff because they're in a bowl game this week, and by next week, if they lose, I may not be talking about it.
Right.
But anyway, I'm supporting them and supporting the raceway. There's Norton. That's
a good shot.
Look, she was sitting up on that fence looking out. She can see button bushes in the background. See these little
a hoverfly or something?
Yeah, it's what it is, and I think we have about 4 pictures of it, which are working okay. And it's one of those that I've never identified the exact species.
No, I'm not really familiar with it.
I'm going to hunt for it, but every time I see them, I try to get this close and still have to crop them sometimes to see that much detail. I have that white, gray on the wing. Anyway, until next time, please keep doing, John, what you're doing. Take care of nature.
Sustainable, enriching with natural organics.
Thank you. Hello, it's AubreyJamesShepherd again with JohnRossRule. Again, it's 22nd of December 2014. We're looking at some old photos. Wow. Got a picture of a coyote. This is from 07, I think, or 05. Let's see, date on that, 29. That particular picture there is from 2009. Anyway, I selected some old pictures of things. And this is smartweed, and it was a pretty good winter picture. Here's, these, by the way, are December of 2009 or 7. And that's near an apartment complex. That's the Skull Creek Trail, and the stream that runs beside it, which is Skull Creek. It's what the bridge was over. And it's at Ashes and another street there. It was snowing at World Peace Wetland Prairie at night. And I actually got pictures. And notice that sign, you wouldn't see it in the daytime that way because it reflects at night. And it's a whole different view of that sign. And there's our front yard peace sign. And at that time, we had 2 yard ornaments there that have been, they're gone now. But it was a little cat and dog. The rose, that rose was blooming in December, late December. It would look kind of frozen, right? That was in our front yard. That rose is gone. They took the tree down for the power pole work, and you saw some swamp milkweed pods, and in the background that was the new Hill Place Apartments. That was viewed from an angle on World Peace Wetland Prairie that day. So even though we can't see them all, we will tell you these pretty good pictures, John.
Well,
just pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't brag on them
That's
too much.
Great one on the coyote.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites. I got lucky and got that guy to stand still long enough for a couple of shots. But that was, like, say, 2009, I believe. And we really love those old pictures, but when I tried to adjust them and then change the name and make sure I have a .jpeg at the end in capital letters and so forth, other photographers may have experienced this phenomenon. Sometimes things just don't show up.
What an icicle.
Wasn't that a nice icicle? That's my front yard. That's a front yard bird, too, I believe, there.
What's that, a titmouse?
Oh,
no,
boy.
It's a finch or something.
Yeah.
It's
some kind.
Might be a female.
Yeah.
Rose-breasted grosbeak or something.
Well, that's the Pinnacle Prairie Trail looking toward the apartments, and there was a little snow left. You can see I didn't get out there while there was much snow. But older I get, the less I want to be out in the snow waiting around, especially if it's way below freezing, as it's been this time of year in many recent years. But I was trying to go back to this time of year. See those cattails?
I do.
World Peace Wetland. Pinnacle Prairie. They're gone. And not because of a major pollutant, just something minor that
I've had them
regulated.
vanish from my uphill pond just without any way that I can see.
I know what got it. It was some runoff from
I see.
gravel, limestone gravel, and it polluted the stream that they were growing in, and it wiped them out for, all the way down to the main town branch. So,
I'll be darned.
It doesn't take much. They probably, it wasn't a poison. It just coated the roots and everything. And so they probably died from that.
Well,
I guess. But
I'm mystified with my pond because I'm in such a remote area.
Yeah.
Something got them. Either weather or something.
Well, if we had enough scientists following us around and say, tell me what caused this, we could talk about it maybe, but I don't know. Well, anyway, I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas, because it's coming up before this goes on the air, and I hope your family and mine, and everybody else's on Earth, has a good holiday.
Put out lots of birdseed.
Yeah.